Guys, I may or may not have just randomly booked a trip to Utah this weekend. And by this weekend, I mean in 4 days. The craziest thing is I had this impulsive feeling of wanting to just go away to the snow yesterday. So I started texting some of my friends. I'm like, hey, does anyone want to go to the snow? This is super last minute. I know this is crazy. This is a stretch. And it just didn't align with anyone's weekend schedule. So I was like, you know what? Let me stop here. I'm trying to force something that maybe is not supposed to happen. My friend ends up texting me, my sorority sister, let me get that out. She texts me and she's like, hey, would you possibly want to go to Utah this weekend?
Well, absolutely.
If that's not from God, if that's not a sign, I don't know what else is. Not a minute passes by. I literally respond back, yes. Because it's 2025. I usually love starting out the new year with a trip because I just feel like it kicks off my year to a great start. And thankfully, I'm able to make this trip. I'm just gonna do it. We are gonna go skiing. I've never skied before in my life, but what perfect opportunity than to do it with a sorority sister in the most beautiful place. But I have no luggage. Wait, I do have one luggage. I have one suitcase, but it's so big. It's for my trips that I take to Europe. I'm not gonna take that one. And then I have a carry-on. That's not gonna work because I'm gonna need so many coats and they're so big. And what else? Oh, my mom has luggage, but I think she broke that. And one of the luggages that I had snapped in Grand Cayman.
Oh my God, bro.
And literally when that happened, the manager of the property, like the hotel property, had to give me an entire suitcase because I was literally carrying a trash bag of my clothes because the airline broke my suitcase. And it was a brand new suitcase. It was super cute. I am super type A when it comes to my suitcases. My favorite color is teal. And so I'm going to go out today and hopefully find a suitcase that is Tiffany blue or teal or turquoise. I just feel like it's super helpful too when you go to the airport because if you need to find your stuff, you find that right away. There's no like, oh, is it this black one? Let me check the tag. Let me check the tag. I don't have time for that. Hopefully I will find something today. I literally need to buy a ski suit, some warm clothes. I have a few warm things from last year because I went to Big Bear with my friends, but it was not even snowing. And there were little parts in the mountains that had snow that we went to, but it was not that cold. So I didn't end up wearing most of the stuff. So hopefully a few of those things will work. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. I don't even know the entire group that I'm going with. I just literally said, yes, why not? Let's do it. And I asked her like, where are you guys staying? I don't even know what the place looks like. It's an Airbnb. And she said it's like 15 minutes out from the airport. She travels a lot. That's how we both have connected, is over traveling. So I trust that she has a good layout, plan, itinerary. So we'll see. But this is what we're doing in 2025. If you needed a sign to say yes to something, this is it. Because I just did it. And now you should too. Let's do this together. So that's 89. None of this is cute and none of it's turquoise. I need a pink or a turquoise. How about this? This'll do. Alright, we're getting warmer. This is mint. I need something that will distinguish. Like that. That pink one's kind of cute. Are we feeling this mauve looking one? This one is kind of cute and there's scratches on it, so we might be able to get a bargain. I will do anything for the deal. Every time my mom says, we're coming in here for one thing, she ends up wanting to look at the decorations, of course. If you like this product, it's only $14.99 at Marshall's. Normally, it's, wait, you gotta scroll. How much is it? $71. So, let that be known. It's a steal. Ross is looking a bit scary, not gonna lie. And this is their setup. I see nothing that makes me smile, nothing that makes me look like you're going to ski. It's giving, I don't even know what it's giving. US Army. That's so cool.
Yeah, she did for a little while, and now she just does like
That's so cool.
yeah, it's yeah, I always like walk.
What's up to go by? Oh. Nice powder.
We interrupt this program for a brief public service announcement.
I'm making this video to potentially save a life. I'm kidding. But if you're going skiing somewhere cold, and I'm talking about cold, like 10-degree Elsa cold. If you want to dress warm but still look cute, then this is a video for you. Okay, step one, you need a base layer. This is from Uniqlo, the Heat Tech, 100% recommend. My friend recommended this to me to go skiing every single year. Last year though, we went in Lake Louise and it was negative 20 degrees. Tested and approved. Okay, next you're gonna want to put a merino wool thermal on top of this layer. I'm already sweating. This is my third layer, be the polyester spandex blend. If you don't get that cold, you could take off this third layer. Okay, now we're at my fourth layer. I put on a windbreaker sweat and then I had a fleece crew neck on top. I know I look a little crazy, but I promise y'all, you will not get cold. On my feet, I'm wearing wool socks. All the skiers recommend only wearing one pair of socks. I trust the theory. If you do 2 socks, you're going to go numb and your feet are going to be freezing. So 1 pair of socks is all you need. Okay, and for the final step, we have our ski suit. I love this one. It was so warm. It's insulated, waterproof, all the above. Highly recommend. And it's cute, most of all. Cute and warm. It's giving astronaut. It was snowing super heavy, so I decided to wear one of these. I also have this. It goes on like this. Keeps you warm, especially when the snow is like in your face. Whew, I'm about to pass out. Wait, I can't even make this video with all these layers on. Cut the cameras. You are gonna want to double up on gloves. I have these thermal ones. These are nice because you can still touch your phone. And I did one of these insulated waterproof gloves. Inside my glove, feet warmers. You're gonna want to get the feet warmers, have the same brand, and you put them in your ski boots. This is a game changer. I had electronic warmers that I just stuck in my pocket. It's a lot of layers, but you will not get cold. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Okay, so basically the tail end of that video didn't have a lot of talking, so I figured I would do a little recap while I do my makeup. I am almost out. I usually interchange between Fenty and Lancome. Right now I'm using Fenty, but even the Fenty's out. My Lancome's out, and now we're doing this ghetto. The first day we went skiing, there was so much snow. I honestly, the night before, I was pretty scared. I was like, maybe I'm not cut out for this. One of the girls in the group chat was like, hey guys, let's check the weather advisory and see what they say if we can actually drive, because we rented a car to take throughout the weekend. And we ended up watching like the advisory, and they said we strongly advise no one to drive unless they have a specific type of traction on their car, and we had no idea if we had it or not, so whoa. I think I put too much foundation on. It was actively snowing all day the first day of skiing. Honestly, the second day too was snowing a lot, very heavy. But at least on the second day, it was like the tail end of the day. The first day was all day long. It was super cloudy. I was quite nervous. I'm like, am I gonna be able to survive this? Anyway, we get on the bus. I'm sweating on the bus. And I had to stand the whole way because all the seats were filled. If we would have waited 5 minutes later, we would not have made this bus. And we probably wouldn't have gone up to the slopes at all. Like, there were not that many cars driving, and the cars that were looked like they were stopped, or there was a ton of traffic. The police were out checking the tires, checking all these devices. It was a whole thing. Anyway, we get to the slopes in like 45 minutes because the bus had a specific lane that it got to drive through, so that was clutch. Just as a tidbit, if you ever go to the snow in Utah and you don't feel like driving, or you just don't feel comfortable driving on the snowy roads, take the bus. We got to the ski resort, and I'm like, okay, this isn't that cold. I'm chilling, I'm having a good time. I signed up for ski lessons, and the first day, I'm not gonna lie, they were pretty expensive. I was like, I better learn how to do a black diamond, okay? I honestly loved my instructor. The best introduction I could have ever asked for. The snow was so powdery. It's at the point now where I'm like, I don't even know if I can go back. Like, I cannot go back to the icy Big Bear mammoth type of mountains. I need that powdery snow every single time. It makes the experience so nice. You just glide. I didn't really fall, but if you do fall, you're falling into a pile of snow, not brick. My ski instructor was the best. He was this older Russian guy. He was hilarious, but anytime that I didn't feel comfortable, he would literally help me out. He had a positive mentality. Like, if I messed up, he wasn't like, ugh, like, why aren't you getting it? He was like, let's get it, let's try it again, you got this. And it was such a great experience, because I feel like when you're in a cold climate or an extreme weather climate, it's kind of a mind over matter thing, because if you keep falling or if you keep messing up, and on top of that someone's like, you're not getting it, I feel like you feel so much pressure, because you're like, first of all, I'm freezing, or if it's in a extremely hot weather, you're like, I'm sweating. And it was just nice to have words of affirmation and encouragement, and I picked it up pretty quickly, like within the first hour, I would say, and we ended up doing a green slope very smoothly. I'm so happy. I am going to put an Amazon link below of all the things that I used for this trip that made my life amazing for skiing, because I'm someone that gets extremely cold, and I just did not want to stand a chance of freezing my little butt out there. But I didn't really get cold until the very end on the first day. I literally was trying to stay inside before the lesson as long as I could, because I was like, let me just enjoy this heat while I can. It almost felt like a private lesson the first day, because there was only 2 other people. It was also their first time, and they also came with a group of friends who were really good at skiing. So my first day was an amazing experience. Nothing went bad until the very end, where I felt like my hands were going numb. They were literally hurting so bad. Like, I could not even take my skis off. I had to have someone help me out, because I felt like I was about to catch hypothermia. I'm not gonna even lie. Like, call me dramatic, but It hurt so bad, and it gets really cold towards the evening time. The second day was interesting because the sun was out, but it was actually colder than the first day. So in the beginning, I was fine. I was actually sweating. My friend and I, we went to take pictures at the beginning when we first got to the slopes. We were like, we are taking pictures today at the beginning. But the second day, we were like, no, before we do anything, we're gonna take pictures while we look cute still, while we feel good, while we're not exhausted from a whole half day of skiing. When I first put those skis on the second day, it felt like I forgot how to ski. I felt like a little deer. Like I was like shaking. I feel like it's something you have to keep practicing and practicing and doing until it feels like walking, basically. And my friend was like, honestly, we should do another lesson. I didn't really initially want to do a lesson the second day, but my friend really encouraged me, and she was like, you should do it. It helps you to get better. And I'm like, you know what? You're absolutely right. Especially after I tried to take pictures and I was just feeling a little unsure of myself is what I would say. I was doing a lot of pizzaing down the slopes. I signed up for a half-day lesson. When you do a half day of skiing, you get half off of pretty much everything. Ski rentals were cheaper, ski lift was cheaper. 10 out of 10 recommend. And I signed up for a lesson. It was $134 for a group lesson, and it ended up being a private lesson by my luck. The instructor was great. He was like my age. He was down to take photos, so I definitely milked that. He was like, do you want me to take a photo of you? I was like, oh no, it's okay. He's like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, it's okay. And I thought about it. We were like on the ski lift, and I was like, how long is this? He's like, it's gonna be like 10 minutes. I was like, okay, yeah. If you don't mind, you can most definitely take photos of me. Normally a private lesson is like 3 times the amount of what I spent. Not even, like 4 or 5 times the amount of what I spent. He took the time to teach me the technicality. He asked what I was looking for in the lesson, what I wanted to learn. And he really boosted my confidence on the slopes. He was like, wow, you're really getting this. I was like, okay, I am getting this. He started off, I didn't even need to do the magic carpet. The first day I did the magic carpet. Second day, didn't need the magic carpet. We just started off on one of the green slopes, and we did that like, I want to say about 5 times till I basically got warmed up, got my feet wet, felt comfortable again. And he was just making sure my technique was up to par and I felt confident and comfortable. And then he was like, honestly, we still have an hour left. He's like, do you want to try to do a blue? I was like, do you think I can do a blue? He was like, yeah, you're killing it out here. Let's just try. He's like, come on, let's go. I was like, okay, I'm down. We finally get there. I'm like, okay, we are definitely at a blue slope. It was pretty steep. Yeah, a little scary. But I basically did, on my second ski lesson, I did a blue slope. He was like, it takes weeks for people to get to this level and you're already there. I'm like, God bless. Thank you so much. I'll be back. So basically I did a guided blue slope. He just made sure I felt comfortable. He made sure I was not going to get hit by any skiers, because I feel like that's one of the biggest ways you can get in an accident is getting hit by another skier or snowboarder. Like, don't get in their way. I've learned the social cues of skiing. I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to go. I went with a really cool group. Everyone was super positive and encouraging of one another. And it was just an overall peaceful experience. I definitely want to go back. Literally, I hope I get to ski one more time this season. Thank you for joining me in my adventure to